हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू। गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू। आपके सामने एक नई वीडियो के साथ आया हूं। दैट इज टुडेस टॉपिक आर टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस न्यू रिएक्शन, दैट इज SN2 reaction. Before we going to start that SN2 reaction, I would like to bring some information about this SN2, why we called it, why we kept S, and what is the meaning of that S, and what is the meaning of N, and why we kept a nitrogen 2. Before we going to discuss that clear information on this SN2 reaction, once we recall SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction we discuss a simple manner, a simple method also, a simple technique also. I told you, if a reaction is complete after getting that products, simply if a molecule or if a reaction is depend on only one molecule is known as SN1 reaction or SN1 substitution reaction. That is about the SN1 reaction. While coming to SN2 reaction, in this reaction, what is the meaning of that S and what is the meaning of that N, and why we kept on top of the 2 means? See, S is always stand for substitution and N is stands for nucleophilic. Then meaning of the 2 means bimolecular reaction. Substitution, nucleophilic, bimolecular reaction. Once again, मैं आपको एक बात क्लियर से बोल दूं, why we kept on nitrogen, why we kept 2, why we kept 2 means this type of substitution reactions or this type of substitution nucleophilic reactions depend on both of the molecules, are simply known as on both molecules. Those are going to participate in a reaction. See, by means meaning of that means 2. It means in this reaction, this type of reaction is depending on both the reactants. Though reactants पे this type of substitution is depend. That's why by यहाँ पर आया. That's why this molecule are simply known as bimolecular reaction. See, one by one, this type of reactions, where this type of reactions takes place, we have to look once what type of solvent that we are going to use in SN2, and one more thing, what type of kinetics, what type of stereochemistry, and what type of alkyl halide that we are going to use, and also what type of order of reactivity in SN2 takes place. Let's see one by one. About this SN2 reaction, I would like to give a simple trick also. What is the trick means? In SN2 reaction, we are going to prepare an alcohol. What type of alcohol means? Primary alcohol. CH3OH, or simply we can call it methyl alcohol. This is, we are going to prepare methyl alcohol in SN2 reaction. How we are getting this methyl alcohol means by using alkyl halide. So this is the simple trick that you have to remember. Once you remember this trick, definitely will easily understand this SN2 reaction. This is very important trick. In SN2 reaction, we are going to prepare methyl alcohol, or simply we can call methanol. I am saying methanol. How we are getting this methanol means by using alkyl halide. So this is the trick that you have to remember. Once if you remember this trick, definitely you will memorize it for a long time. The reaction अगर trick अगर आपके mind में रहा, definitely it gives more marks while at the time of competition or at the time of board exams. So don't forget this trick. How we are getting the methyl alcohol by using alkyl halide. So this is the simple trick in SN2 reaction. Let's see one by one. First you have to remember what type of reagent that we are going to use, or what type of solvent that we are going to use in SN2 reaction means solvents. first solvent, that is DMS, DMSO, and one more thing, DMF. So these are the examples that we have to use, or we are going to use an SN2 reaction. And one more thing you have to remember, one thing, that is SN2 reactions takes place non-polar solvents. This SN2 reaction takes place in non-polar solvents. Non-polar, or we can also call aprotic solvents. We can also simply called as non-polar solvents को हम aprotic solvents भी बोल सकते हैं, और simply we can call aprotic solvents. So these are the examples for aprotic solvents. See, what is the reaction that we have to remember in SN2 reaction means? I told you trick also. Here, first thing, when nucleophile is react with CH3Cl, that is an alkyl halide, that is we can simply we can call it as methyl chloride, or simply called as alkyl halide. When nucleophile is react with alkyl halide, it forms an intermediate product. Once again, मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, it means before getting the product, before we getting the product, when nucleophile is react with methyl chloride, or simply called as alkyl halide, before we getting the product, it stands for a time. For example, मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल भी बता दूं, 10th क्लास और डिग्री के बिटवीन में 2 years का जो एक कोर्स होता है, जिसको simply we can call as intermediate. That's why student have to stand for 2 years to get the degree. डिग्री को जाने से पहले 10th क्लास का स्टूडेंट्स क्या करना पड़ेगा? 2 years के लिए इंटरमीडिएट करना पड़ेगा. Like the same way, in a SN2 reaction, before we getting the products, when nucleophile is going to react with an alkyl halide, it forms an intermediate product. What is that intermediate product means? What is that intermediate product means? So this is the intermediate product. Before we get in that main product in SN2 reaction, when methyl chloride, or simply called as alkyl halide, is reacted with the nucleophile, we get an intermediate product. Intermediate product. This intermediate product is also known as transition state. Transition state, or it also known as Walden inversion. Walden inversion. Once again, before we getting the product, what we are getting means an intermediate product. Why this type of intermediate product we are getting means? क्यों हम product को gain करने से पहले, it means we are not getting the main product. यहाँ intermediate product we are getting. Why this type of intermediate products are getting means? आपको माइंड में रखना पड़ेगा एक important word. What is that important word बोले तो the bond between the carbon as well as chlorine. It means the bond which is present in between carbon as well as chloride. ये bond break होने के टाइम में वो है bond making करता रहता है. It means bond breaking के प्लेस के साथ it means the bond breaking as well as the bond making it takes place at the same time, in a same manner and at the same time. एक ही टाइम में bond breaking as well as bond making भी होता रहता है. That's why this type of intermediate products are formed. After forming this intermediate product, finally we get the main product. What type of product that we are getting means? Don't confuse. हमको उधर स्पेस नहीं है, यहाँ हम स्पेस to the right side. That's why we are using the arrow towards the left side. in intermediate product, what happened means the bond making as well as the bond breaking is taking place at the same time. Finally, we are getting CH3OH plus that Cl minus. So this is about the CH3OH. It means we are getting methyl alcohol or we can call methanol. So you have to remember one important information also. What is that means? In a SN2 reaction, always nucleophile try to attack towards the backside of alkyl halide. This is very important. I am telling once again. Whenever this nucleophile is ready to react with an alkyl halide, means it always react towards the backside of alkyl halide. Don't confuse. I am telling once again. Always in a SN2 reaction, the nucleophile is ready to attack with alkyl halide, means it always ready to attack towards the backside of alkyl halide. Don't confuse. Remember this important term, important word. What I am going to tell you means always nucleophile ready to attack towards the backside of alkyl halide. Whereas in the case of SN1 reaction, nucleophile is ready to react in any side of the alkyl halide. Either upward में हो सकता है और downward में हो सकता है, right side or left side. But in the case of SN2 reaction, always nucleophile is react always towards the backside of the alkyl halide. That is the main thing. So in SN2 reaction, we already discussed that is the meaning of why we are using this by means. In SN2 reaction, we are using two different type of reactants, simply known as that is one of the nucleophile, and one more thing, another one is that is alkyl halide. In this SN2 reaction, this type of reactions are depend on these two reactants. I am telling once again, this type of SN2 reaction is mainly depend on these two reactions, reactant, both the nucleophile as well as alkyl halide. That's why we are using bi. It means it depends on two molecules. That's why we are using bimolecular. So don't confuse. आपको मैं ट्रिक भी बोल के हूँ. What type of trick that we are using? What type of product that we are going to prepare, and or what type of product that we are going to form in SN2 reaction? What type of product that we are going to prepare means that is methyl alcohol, or simply known as methanol, and once again chloride is eliminated. Before we get into this methyl alcohol, this when OH minus, that is nucleophile, is going to react with alkyl halide, it always react towards backside of the alkyl halide. Before we get into this methyl alcohol, it gives an intermediate product. Why it gives an intermediate product? Means the bond making and the bond breaking, it takes place at the same time. Where the bond is breaking means the bond which is present between C as well as Cl. This type of bond, when this type of bond breaking means the nucleophile is ready to make a new bond with carbon. At that time only it takes place. It means it is going to break the bond which is present between C. It means carbon and chloride. The bond is ready to make between carbon as well as nucleophile. Nothing but OH. So this is the simple information about substitution, nucleophilic bimolecular reaction. And one more thing, इसका जो kinetics है, mechanism है, stereochemistry है, and alkyl halides and also order of reactivity next continuation करेंगे. We will continue the next video or next place में. Before that, take a screenshot.